Now, do you feel that you've missed the boat financially, that you need to make up for lost ground, that you've wasted time in the past? Well, this video is for you. I'm going to share with you my key insights to help you get ahead financially. And if you are young and you haven't missed the boat, don't worry. I've got a video just for you coming up shortly on the channel. I'm Jason Butler. I'm one of the UK's most experienced and best qualified personal finance experts. As well as being a chartered financial planner, I've got over 30 years experience of both advising people about their personal finances, but also learning on my own life journey. And I share all that wisdom with you on this channel. Now, the first thing you've got to do if you need to make up lost ground when it comes to your finances is you've got to get intentional and serious and focused. You've got to think like the S.A.S. They don't mess around when they've got a job to do. They go in and they do it. You've got to be ruthless. You've got to go through and you've got to cut out everything that doesn't serve you getting ahead financially. Fair enough, make a bit of space for fun. Make a bit of space for things that aren't really necessary. But remember, every penny you spend on fun and stuff that doesn't serve you getting ahead financially is money that's wasted. Second thing you've got to do is you've got to maximize your income. There's no question about it. The more that you've got coming in means that the more you've got to save or use to reduce debts. Thirdly, you've got to get rid of debt. Debt is baggage that's going to weigh you down and hold you back. So replace it with cheaper debt, reduce the term, use any kind of money you can from any source, sell off assets, whatever you've got to do, sell off possessions, do whatever you've got to do, downscale your car, perhaps move into a smaller house, but do whatever you can to get rid of those debts. 4, you've got to invest quite aggressively. Make sure you've got a very high equity allocation. Now, equities are very volatile and they do go up and down quite a lot, and there's a big range of outcomes. But look, cash and fixed income investments are not going to do it for you. You've got to get serious, which means you probably need 60, 70, 80, 90, even 100% equities. Now, I'm not here to give you personal advice, but I'm saying you've got to have a big lump of exposure to companies' shares. And one of the simplest ways of doing that is through a low-cost global equity index fund. Oh, and by the way, if you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button below and give me your comments to tell me what you think, and make sure that you subscribe. The next thing you've got to do is make use of all the available tax breaks. So whether that's workplace pensions, whether that's ISAs, whether that's your capital gains tax allowance, whether that's other allowances that are available to you, but just utilize everything that is there that is available for you. The next thing is to avoid new shiny things. So crypto may well be the answer to everyone's future, but don't start piling into speculative investments that are unproven and untested until you've got the basics right. Fair enough, you can use a small amount of your future wealth that you're going to be accumulating for those kind of things, but get the basics right first. The other thing is work on your personal relationship. So whether you're in a long-term relationship or you're married, really focus on doing what you need to do to stay married or stay in that relationship. Because the studies show that people who stay married or in a long-term relationship are both happier and, more importantly, they are financially better off. The other thing is look to spend less money on things that you don't need. Spend a bit of time focusing on your values, what really matters in your world, and what principles you want to live by. Because people who really focus on intrinsic values, things that really matter to them, that are relating to their wider society, their family, their community, they tend to spend much less money on consumerism and materialism. And as a result, they tend to have more resources available to them, they tend to waste less, and they tend to have more financial options. But above all, don't take your foot off the gas. You've got to really crack on with this. If this means you need 2 or 3 years to really develop these habits, stick with it. Give yourself some treats, give yourself some sort of accolades for achieving certain things, but don't take your foot off the gas. Remember, if you spend 2, 3, 4 years really buckling down, then the chances are those habits and behaviors will become a key part of who you are, and it just becomes normal. As we've seen with the coronavirus situation, it's amazing how much money you can save when you aren't sucked into all of the consumerism and all the materialism and all of the marketing messages that are around us. Now, to get you going with this, you need to start with budgeting. So head over to my video on the top 3 books that I recommend for learning and understanding and applying good budgeting skills. See you next time.